That's what happened with the Hibbing Blue Jackets as they travel to take on Rock Ridge Wolverines. But it was an extra special day. Here is why. Before the battle began, both teams recognized legends hailing from the Iron Range. Mike Sertich, longtime UMD head coach, died in August at high school in 1965. And Willard Icola, an Olympic silver medalist with Team USA in 1956, passed away a week ago from today at 92. He won 3 state titles as Evelyn High School goaltender. He graduated in 1950. There was a ceremonial puck drop with Sertich's daughters and Icola's nephew. Now to the game they both loved. A scoreless first brings us to the second, where the Wolverines turned on the Jets. A nasty wraparound pass swings Kaz Carlson behind the net, where he stuffs it past Hibbing's Rex Wally. Wolverines on the board first, but jump to the third. Jackets on the power play, and Tate Swanson sees the rebound and redirects it right where Daniel hides his chunky peanut butter. We're all tied up. Still have 8 to go in the third, but Wolverines Levi Flatley ready to end it. He gets the 1-on-1 with Wally and wins it. So will Rockridge. Zach Norberg adds one more before the clock runs out, and Rockridge rests on top in the Iron Range Royale, 3-1. Much closer right in town is the Grand Rapids Greenway Lightning, looking to light it up in the Heritage Center against the Duluth Northern Stars. But first, we've got a familiar face on the benches, former UMDer and now Northern Stars assistant coach Kylie Hanley, bringing her knowledge to the game. You'd love to see it, and you'll love to see this if this is your team. You root for Grayson Schipper along the corner birds board. She rips a shot from the top of the circle. That'll be enough to get the equalizer just 2 minutes into this meeting. It's all square at 1. A little later, Duluth's other captain, believing in second chances, May McCall calls her own shot. The second opportunity is money. And just like that, Duluth grabs their first lead of the evening, 2-1. And when you thought the opposing captain would match that crazy skating ability here, weaves through defenders, but misses a beautiful top shelf shot. That would be just the beginning of Duluth. Ali Anila getting peppered left and right tonight. Chaos and a loose puck, but Anila stands firm through 26 shots here in the second. This one would need OT. It's the Lightning's Abby Skelly, who strikes with just 36 seconds into the free hockey to head home with the 3-2 dub over the Northern Stars.